Hey, bestie. Hey, boo thing. I am so glad that you are here. Okay, I'm coming begging. Okay, I'm coming begging because a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Okay, so if you have not already taken care of these little tiny housekeeping things, I would love for you to do that now. All right, I need you to please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I hope that by the end of the episode, at least you will have liked the video, comment in the comment section, and last but certainly not least, would you please share this episode with someone that you know would enjoy it also. It's coming up in mom of 4, plant mama of 7, music lover with a banging playlist, and 2 left feet, entrepreneur of over 17 years, and though a professional, y'all, I'm still an around the way girl at heart, earthy, eclectic, free spirit, a few piercings, and a few tats, road trip lover, random as you fill in the blank. Living, learning, loving, praying, and laughing my way through this amazing adventure called life. And I am here to help you do the same. Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is Life Unscripted. Welcome. Now, let's jump into this week's amazing episode created especially for you and yours. Hey family, it's your girl Tiffany. I came to work again. What? I came one more time to see y'all. I'm just kidding. This is not even work for me. This is just more like a pleasure. I enjoy this. I look forward to every episode. I love you all. You all are amazing. You all are amazing. So I want to give a shout out to my listeners in California today. I want to pick them this time. You guys have been amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for connecting and following on Instagram. And I love you all. I appreciate you. And I definitely want to start giving my mama. I want to give my mama a shout out and my babies, my 4 babies. And definitely want to say thank you to God just for giving me another opportunity to do this. But I want to turn my attention to you now. How are you? How is your day? How has your week been? How are you feeling? Like serious, I want you to know that I do care. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. And just write in or send me a voicemail. There's like an option when you're listening to this where you can send like a voice message. But write in or send me a voice message and just share with me how you're doing because I do care. Today, I want to talk about your who. So I just did an episode on defining your who, and that was for my business folk. So that was like a business bite that I did recently, defining their who for who their target market is, who some strategic partners might be, who they are, and all this. But I want to turn the focus to you guys. Just, you may not be in business and you may not need to define your who as far as who your target market, who your client is. But I want to talk about defining your who just as an individual. And so we're going to get into that, talking about your personal mission statement. Who are you? What are you standing for? What are your beliefs? Where are you trying to go? Where have you been? Where are you now? And how can you enjoy the moment where you are now? Whether you're striving for better and all that stuff, I get it. But how can we talk about the who you are right now and celebrating that even? So we're going to get into all of that right after this special message. Hi, do you feel like you have way too much on your plate to get accomplished and very little time to get it all done? Is anxiety like on 1,000 right now? take a deep breath and woosah, and then reach out to me, because I am a trusted confidant and accountability partner, and I can help you master time management and work-life balance as a professional. And because I specialize in helping to develop brands and the professionals behind them, I can also help you with your small business. So whether you're still in the conceptual stages of the business, or you're trying to figure out exactly how to launch, how to brand it, how to market it, how to look good, and how to operate efficiently so that you're working smarter and not harder, I'm still your girl. For more information about how I can help you, find me at organizedenergy.co, where I am helping to develop brands and the professionals behind them. Okay, so I'm back, and I already gave you a preview of what we're going to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. So I want to discuss you, as I alluded to before our little special message. I want to have you really take a look at yourself. I want you to have a meeting with yourself. So often we're on social media. We're watching TV. We are watching people wherever they may be, on the job, in public, at the park, where we watch and we see others. And sometimes we get caught up in what they're doing and the blessings that they are enjoying, the great heights that they are reaching. And then sometimes we may look at ourselves and not see anything great. We may be too busy looking at what they have and wondering, how come we didn't get that? You know, how come he or she got that over there? What made them be eligible for that blessing? You know, how did they get that job, that house, that husband or wife? You know, I work just as hard. I'm just as sweet. I'm just as kind. How come I didn't get that? Whatever it is, right? But we want to stop that. I want you guys to look at you, and I want you to take a deep dive, appreciating yourself, looking inward. And let's kind of go back a little bit. And this is an episode where at the conclusion, I want you to actually have paper and pencil ready, because again, like I said, I want you to kind of have a meeting with yourself. The goal, the objective to all this, one is to simply celebrate how far you've come, what you have come and pushed through to be who you are. Another objective would be to simply, after you're done celebrating where you've come from, what you've dealt with, what you've pressed through, but also where you're at right now, and being content with that. Not content to the point that, you know, there's no more growing to do, because as long as we're alive, there's always an opportunity to learn something new, to be better, to do better, to learn more. So certainly that. I don't think we ever will arrive, you know. So we're always to be striving to be better than we were yesterday. But I do want you to rest in who you are today. Celebrate that. I want you to be okay with who you are today, while looking for ways that you can improve. And so at this meeting that I want you to have with yourself, I want you to list 5 things that you are proud of yourself for persevering through, for overcoming, for achieving. I want you to list 5 things that you are proud of yourself for right now. What is it that you're okay with about yourself right now? I want you to then go a little deeper, and I want you to think or develop a personal mission statement. I want you to define what it is that your values are, your goals, your objectives. What is it that you stand for? What is it that you won't stand for? What is it that you want to accomplish with this life? Because we only get one. What is it that you want to make sure that you accomplish with this one life that you've been given? What is your assignment? And then I want you to think about the things that are on your plate right now. I want you to think about the requests that people are making of you, the things that you are involved in, the clubs, the organizations that you participate in. And are those things in alignment with your assignment, with your purpose, with your personal mission statement? Because if some of these things you're doing, they don't have to be bad things. They could be great things, but maybe not the best for you because you have something better to work on based on what you've been gifted and purposed to do. So if there are things that you've agreed to do, to help out with, to participate in, but they're really not in alignment with your assignment, I recommend to you that you take another look and consider if that's something you really want to continue with. Because we've got to start clearing our plates and making time for the things that really, really matter. The things that really matter. And so I want you to develop that personal mission statement. I want you to think about who you really are, deep down who you really are, and who you aspire to be. I want you to intentionally take at least one step, even if it's a baby step, daily, towards getting to that person that you are destined to become, that you are constantly evolving to become. And in addition to the who of who you are, I want you to look around and think about who the people around you are and how they need to be handled. And what I mean by that is many of you may be familiar with the book, The 5 Love Languages. And so people have different needs and they need to feel loved and receive love in different ways. And if you've read the book, The 5 Love Languages, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not read the book, I highly suggest that you grab it. It is amazing. And every page of that book is truth. Like, it's amazing. But that being said, in the midst of you becoming who you're trying to become, in the midst of the working that you're doing each day, in the midst of whatever it is you're caught up in, sometimes we overlook the most important little who's. Sometimes we get so busy trying to make this dream happen. We get so busy trying to be this person we're trying to become and trying to achieve these goals that there are people right around us that we may be missing, overlooking, and they're looking at us like, what about me? And I say that regarding your family, if you have children, if you have a mate, that's depending on you too, that want some of your attention too. And I know sometimes it feels like you're being pulled in so many different directions. And it feels like you have so much on your plate sometimes. But they still want a piece of you and they deserve that, right? And so the next who besides yourself that we're going to look at is your children, if you have children, or your spouse, if you have a spouse. And what are their love languages? How do they need to be loved? And even in the midst of your busy day, how can you figure out a way each day to show them love in the way that they can best receive it? And so your homework there is to either read the 5 love languages if you've not, or at least go online and look it up and find out the options for the 5 love languages, which are acts of service or acts of kindness, I guess I should say. Words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, Let me think. Gifts, physical touch, acts of kindness, words of affirmation, and quality time. There we go. I had to think about those for a minute. And so different people prefer some sort of variation of one of those five, right? And so you may need love one way, your spouse or your children may need it in a different way to be shown to them. And so I want you to think about that. I need you to think about how they need you to show up for them. And let's just try to be intentional about showing love more this week. Love to yourself, showing yourself a little grace, but also trying to figure out how can you stretch and grow. Who are you trying to be? Who is it? I won't even say who are you trying to be. Who are you? And who are you evolving to become? What characteristics do you want to possess? What personality traits would you like to let go of? And which ones would you like to pick up and be better? And so we've talked about who as far as yourself. We've talked about how we've got to look at the people around us. They need our time too. We're so busy trying to be or do or accomplish whatever it is we're trying to be or do or accomplish, but they need our time. They want time to just have a talk with us, to play a board game with us, cuddle up and watch a movie, take a walk through the neighborhood, tell about their day. They just want to hear that they're special, and on all those other things, I can go on and on and on about how to show love, but you get it, right? But the third who is the group of people that you are affiliating yourself with. So our network, nurturing our network, adding people to our network that we can add value to, adding people to our network that can help add value to us. If you're interested in whatever it is that you may be interested in, I'm sure there is a network of people that are already existing or that you can create that are like-minded, who's also interested in those things, who can help you be better, who you can help them be better, y'all can share, experiences in this thing that you're both interested in or great at or whatever. So the third who is regarding a network, a community of people who are also growing, who are also enjoying, not just always trying to do and do and do, but we have to take time out to just be, sometimes just to be okay with what it is for today and soak that up, be there for a little bit and indulge in the moment, practicing mindfulness, sometimes, and it's all about balance. Yes, we should be looking forward, but we're not looking forward so much that we can't enjoy what's right here before our very eyes, right? Because this moment right now won't come back around. In the next 5 minutes, this moment right here is going to be the past. Because in 5 minutes, there's a new moment that we're going to be in, right? So let's enjoy these moments. And so mindfulness is a blessing to be able to practice, just taking the time to just smell the roses, to just take in fresh air, hear the sounds around us, hear those pitter-patter little feet through the house or young adult, whatever your kids are, because life, man, oh man, 2020, what a year, right? And so we just have to really enjoy people while we've got them. Enjoy these moments while we have them. And so, but to finish up that network piece, I want you to look around, see who's in your circle. If they are not helping to make you better, and these are people I'm saying like the extended people, not your family, but I mean friends, I mean coworkers, I mean a network of people you may deal with for whatever reason, socially, professionally, or otherwise. Let's try to dust off, clean up, improve that circle, that network. We want some key players on our team, people who we can laugh with, people who we can confide in and really trust, people who are going to push us to be the best version of ourselves, because iron sharpens iron, right? And so we need some iron to help sharpen our iron, and we want to help sharpen theirs. And so I want you to think about, who do you want on your team? Who do you need in your network? Who do you need in your community that's going to help you be a better person? Somebody that can be there to support you when you need a shoulder to lean on. Someone that you can help when they need you, you know? And so those are my who's. Those are my who's for today on the personal side. So again, just to kind of carry into the week, what we already started a discussion on with the business side of discovering and developing your who. So I hope that you can take these little nuggets and put them into play in your life. Again, to go back, it's looking at you, talking about who you were, celebrating who you are now, what you've come through, what you're accomplishing and achieving now, what you hope to accomplish and achieve in the future, where you're trying to go, who you're wanting to be, what does the better version of yourself look like? All that. What is your personal mission statement? What are you standing for? You know, just who are you? We're so busy looking at everybody else, but look at you. Look at the man in the mirror. Who are you? Okay? Look at who's around us in our home. How do we need to show up for them? How can we help them be the best version of themselves? How can we love them the way they need to be loved? Looking at our network. If we don't have the people in play that we need in our network, how can we find them? You know, how can we find people to add to our network that are great fits? So you may find virtual online networking opportunities. You may find social groups that are comprised of people that do what you love doing. There's all kinds of ways. You just have to look. But who is it that we should be adding to our network, and who should we maybe be thinking about maybe phasing out of our network, of our circle? And I'm just excited to hear your stories about this. So if you would, write in and tell me what your responses have been for some of these questions I've posed. I'm excited to hear how you guys will develop your who's. All right. I love you. Have a great week. Well, that's another amazing episode in the books. I appreciate you stopping by and listening, because I do this for you. Now, it's your turn to join the conversation. Please weigh in on this episode by visiting organizedenergy.co/podcast and do two things. One, leave a written or audio comment or questions regarding today's conversation. And two, let your voice be heard by casting your vote in this week's poll based on this episode. And now that we're family, let's stay connected. Still, go to that same link, organizedenergy.co/podcast, and join my Love Shine community. Why Love Shine? Because it's all about love and it's all about light over here at the Life Unscripted podcast. Or you can find me on your own simply by visiting Facebook. You'll go to Organized Energy Consulting, find our community and groups, and then join the Life Unscripted podcast after party. Also on Instagram, find me at Life Unscripted Podcast. On Twitter, it's Life Unscripted P. And show a little love by sharing this episode with a friend or two or three. Speaking of showing love, before I get out of here, I gotta remind you of something. I want you to always remember that self-love is one of the best forms of love, because no matter who comes, who goes, no matter who chooses you, who doesn't, who forgives you and who doesn't, who values you and who doesn't, so long as you choose you and you love you and you see value in you, and you take time each and every day to celebrate yourself. Take time right now and write this love note to yourself. And not only do I want you to write it daily, but I want you to recite it daily in the mirror. Repeat after me. So you say your name and I'm going to say mine. Dear Tiffany, I love you. I forgive you. I accept you. I choose you. You have worth. You have purpose. You have value. You matter to me, and you matter to God. My words, my thoughts, my decisions today will prove this. Tiffany, you're already winning. You are already blessed. Keep going. Do not give up, because the very best is yet to come. All right, love shines. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Time is a commodity, and once it's spent, we can never get it back. So I truly appreciate you spending just a little bit of yours with little old me. That's a wrap until next time. I want you to know that I love you. I'm praying for you, and I want nothing but blessings, love, and light for you and yours. Have a great week, guys.
It is awesome to listen to my show, but wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch your very own? Go from listening to launching when you pick up my new book called Is This Thing On? The Super Simple Guide to Planning, Launching, and Scaling Your Podcast. And of course, it was written by a podcaster for new and aspiring podcasters. Building a brand and operating a business can get a little hectic sometimes. I mean, there's a million things to do and you only have two hands, but not to fret. I've got some goodies for you. I want you to visit organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. I have curated a list of some of the favorite tools and resources that I use as I operate my business that have been amazing for me. They have helped me to save time. They have helped me to build my team. They have helped me to stay connected with my people. And I absolutely love so many of these tools. I want to share them with you, and it's free to download. So again, go to organizedenergy.co/spill the tea so that I can help you get started working smarter and not harder.